This sports broadcast made possible with support from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their over 35 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Visit rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling, featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. For the best pizza in town, Wise Guys Pizzeria in South Elgin. Check out our new and improved online ordering at I'mAWiseGuy.com. Tom the Plumber is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at TomThePlumberInc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at DarylBarnes.com.
Welcome you all back into South Elgin High School for our third game of the Storm Shootout. 8 teams here at South Elgin High School. All of the action on the Beacon Academy YouTube channel. Hello everyone, I'm Nick Martinez with the Beacon Academy and want to remind you this game is brought to you by our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 35 area McDonald's restaurants today. Thank you to our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's. We got the Storm and the Saxons here for the third game. South Elgin, the home team, hosting team of the shootout, will be tested against one of the best teams in the Chicagoland area in the Schaumburg Saxons. 8-0 on their season, 2-0 in the Mid-Suburban West Conference, and they definitely have a lot of height on their team. That'll definitely give them an edge over South Elgin in the Storm, especially down low in the post. It's going to be a lot of work for Luis Vergara, Ethan Zagori, and Derek Clark, 3 of the seniors on the South Elgin squad in the Storm. Those perimeter players have had a great start to their season. And if the Storm want to come out with this game, those 3 players are going to need to have a big night against this powerful Schaumburg team. Met the Saxons, and now we will meet the Storm starting 5. You can see the white jerseys of the Storm. New jerseys for the Storm. Second home game of the season. And second time rocking the new white Storm unis. Should be a good one here between the Saxons and the Storm. South Elgin at 4-4 on the season, 3-0 in the conference. Last win came 72-61 against Glenbard East last night. And now they got a very big opponent in the Saxons. Schaumburg is led by Zion Young, number 25 on your screen, one of the 6'7" juniors on this team. Just a very tall lineup for Schaumburg. And let's see how this game will play out. Storm and Saxons. Schaumburg will control. Here we go, third game of the Storm shootout. We just watched Bartlett lose to Oaklawn and a very exciting finish. Let's see what this game has in store. Jordan Tunis, pass in the corner. Already seeing the size advantage down low as a turnover on the entry pass. Here comes Shukti, push to Clark in the lane, and that's how the scoring will start for the Storm. Derek Clark, senior, up and in for the layup. And already 2 points on the day for Derek Clark. Pass into the corner, down low. Here is Young, using his size, up and in. And an easy start for Zion Young. Using all of his 6'7" height there to get the layup up and in to tie this game Add 2 apiece. Here's Shaylin Shukti, the junior point guard for the Storm. Had a very good night against Glenbard East last night, and now the Saxons a steal. Here comes the push from Tunis. Jordan Tunis, a very good guard for this Saxon team, as he hands it off to McCoy. High pass into March. Low, Zion, tipped, and a jump ball. That'll go to the Storm. Good effort down low from Clark against Young. Well, you can already see Schaumburg passing it in a couple of times to Zion Young to start this game. That'll be the game plan for Schaumburg. Clark, Zagori, Vergara had 18 points last time he played on this court. Shukti, ball hasn't gotten into George yet. Trying to get it to him. Vergara, trouble in the corner. Zagori driving the lane, tipped away by the Saxons. Ray Black with the deflection. And it'll be Storm ball. Clark to inbound. 2-2 early. Storm trying to get another good offensive possession. Vergara trying to split the defense of the Saxons. Zagori down low against Young. Clark, corner three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Schaumburg. Tunis, corner three, short. Good closeout by Clark, and March off the miss. Shukti, pass to Clark. Not a lot of action down low yet for the Storm. It's been a lot of perimeter passes as George isoed on the wing, and Clark throws it to Schaumburg coach Jason Tucker, coach of the Saxons, wearing the yellow polo on the bench. Coach Philip Church for the Storm, his second year with South Elgin, coming off a conference title, first conference title in school history. Good start to Coach Church's career here at South Elgin, and there's a turnover for the Saxons. Back-to-back turnovers for both teams, and it'll stay at 2 apiece. Matchup of 8-0 versus 4-4. Zagori, George thought about a three. He'll take it mid-range, long. Zagori tipped it away and fight for the rebound against Schaumburg. That'll stay with South Elgin. Make that against South Elgin. It'll stay with Schaumburg. And here comes Tunis. Hands it off to McCoy. March up top, lob, Zion. Got it up and in. Young using the patience and laying it very easily up for 2. Scholl and Hodges set to check in for the Storm, as Shukti, Zagori, Vergara, Clark, and George starters still out there. Zagori outside to Shukti. Clark. Only basket scored by the Storm is from Derek Clark. Risky pass from Shukti, tipped off the hands of Young, and that'll stay with South Elgin, as Clark and George will head to the bench early in the first quarter. Coach Church usually liking to play his starters a good portion of the game, and already 2 substitutions against Schaumburg. 4-2, Shukti orchestrating the offense, hands it off to Hodges. Scholl, Shukti. 2 juniors passing it back and forth. Calling for a screen. Shukti, strong take. Hodges in the corner, Vergara. Hop step. Shot is no good. Young, an easy rebound. Tunis. Oh, good crossover in the lane. High arcing shot is no good. Zagori, a good rebound. Zagori very physical to start. Taking it, slips, and stepped out of bounds. Unlucky play there for the Storm. That'll give the ball right back to Schaumburg. And a relatively low scoring start to this game. 4-2, Schaumburg on top. Just over halfway through the first quarter. Still no substitutions yet for Schaumburg. They're sticking with their starters. Here is Young, three, got it. Good shot for Young, and that's a good way to continue his scoring here today. Shakti now for the Storm. Zagori to Vergara. Zagori had some room, he'll take it in. Ethan floater, got it. Good start for Ethan Zagori, and an early lead for Schaumburg, 7-4 as the Saxons call the timeout. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumber.inc.com or give him a call at 847-513-3971. As well as our friends at Custom Heating and Cooling. For all of your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant's. Storm in a tight one with the Saxons, 7-4 after the Schaumburg timeout. Schaumburg will have it underneath. Same lineup for both teams will stay in. Still the starters in for the Saxons, playing nearly the entire first quarter. Tunis off the Young screen, trying to get it down low. He does. Quick passes from Schaumburg. And a 3-second call on Young. And that'll definitely hurt Schaumburg if Young can't get in and out of the paint. And Shakti once again will bring it up for the Storm. Hodges had a 15-point night against Glenbard East last night. Zagori having some trouble on the wing. Hodges, quick three, short. Scholl trying to get the rebound, but Young grabs it. Here comes McCoy. Approaching 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Quick three at the top of the key, short. And battle for the rebound goes to Schaumburg. Tunis on the take. No good on the layup, but foul on Scholl. That'll be his first. Good take there for Tunis. You can see McCoy falling down and somehow getting it to his man at the top of the key. And a good strong take. Clearly a foul against Scholl. And that'll give Jordan a pair of free throws. He knocks down the first, and KJ will come into the game for the Storm. Kevon Brooks Jr., that is. And same five still out there for Schaumburg. That one is short. Hodges can't handle the rebound, and that'll stay with Schaumburg. 8-4. South Elgin has been down the entire game, and Schaumburg on the verge of adding to the lead. Young inside, short. Hodges a good rebound, and foul against Young. That's a good way to box out for Connor Hodges, the senior, number 10 for the Storm, as Young will head to the bench. And senior Clark Easley will come in for him. 1-6-7 person in for another. Take for Schaumburg is good. And the Saxons capitalize off the turnover of the Storm. Good defense from Schaumburg. Scholl. Shakti closed out in the corner. Has room against the zone. The wings have been open the entire day for South Elgin. Haven't yet been able to capitalize. Zagori floater, got it. Ethan Zagori once again make that 4 points on the day for Ethan, and the lead is cut down to 4. Pass down low. Scholl didn't get a good angle, and a take and foul against Scholl. Not much you can do against Clark Easley, senior center, 6'7", for Schaumburg. (10-6) with a minute exactly to go in the first quarter. It's been a back and forth game to start. Schaumburg starting to get a little bit of an advantage. First one is good to make it 11-6. And we'll see now how South Elgin will respond, bringing in Ishmael George for Caden Scholl. George the rebound. Shukti, Brooks, Zagori trying to beat the press. Brooks having trouble in the corner. High pass to Shukti. Zagori against Tunis. 40 seconds now to go. Shukti, 3, no good. Rush the shot there, and now Schaumburg will push. Saxons in the corner, pump fake. George deflection and taken away by Brooks. Shukti has 25 seconds to orchestrate the offense. Brooks off the leg of Schaumburg and off the leg of McCoy. Shukti will slow things down. We're under 20 seconds now in the first quarter. George in the middle. Ish. Shaylin, 10 seconds. Shot blocked. Full court pass. Tunis got it. 3 seconds to go. Connor Hodges will throw one up and nearly knocking it down, but that one no good. 13-6 after 1 quarter of play. South Elgin made it close early. You can see the block and the good play in transition for Schaumburg with 3 seconds left. Transition buckets have been the story for the Saxons. For the best pizza in town, it's Wise Guys Pizzeria in South Elgin. Check out their new and improved online system at imawiseguy.com. See their catering menu for parties or any occasion. It's all there at imawiseguy.com. As well as Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family photos, graduation photos, sports team photos, and even more. For all your photographic needs, contact Daryl Barnes Photography. You can find Daryl Barnes online at darylbarnesphotography.com. Thank you to Daryl Barnes and all of our sponsors over the last couple of games. Still one more game to play following the Storm and the Saxons. Hinsdale Central and St. Rita High School will match up following the results of the Storm and Saxons. Substitution in for Schaumburg, that would be Cam Anderson, number 23 in the maroon, now in for Schaumburg. Clock issue there for the moment. Refs gonna figure things out. And here we go. Now we will start the second quarter. 13-6, Schaumburg on top. South Elgin, a lot of work to do against this powerful Schaumburg team. Still haven't taken a lot of threes, has Schaumburg. Getting everything close at the rim. Here comes Anderson. Strong take, no good, and out of bounds off of Clark. Derek Clark into the game along with Luis Vergara. And that'll be a foul against Ishmael George. Tug of the jersey on that entry pass. And an easy call against George. That'll be his first foul of the game. And Schaumburg runs the same play. And that'll be a travel. Good closeout from Clark to cause the turnover of Anderson. Cam Anderson with the travel. 13-6 now, South Elgin, first possession of the second quarter. Ethan Zagori will be the point guard now for the Storm. Low pass to Vergara. Brooks, George, Vergara, Zagori, and Clark out there for the Storm. Having some trouble and passed it to no one. Ethan Zagori trying to get back and tips it off the leg of the Saxons. That'll stay with Schaumburg, but what a defensive effort from Zagori. Getting back and stopping the easy layup for McCoy. Brooks with the pressure. Brooks, a very good defender for the Storm team. In there for his defense. Vergara guarding up top against Black. McCoy down low to Anderson. Nearly taken away from George. Good defense from the Storm. Not a lot of action so far for Schaumburg. Still lead it by 7. Take to the rim. McCoy fouled on the attempt. And that'll get free throws on the take. You can see McCoy guarded tightly against Zagori. And foul on the body there off the take for McCoy. Derek Clark with the foul. And now potential to grow the lead to 9 as that first one is good. Second one is good to make it a 9-point game. 2-for-2 trip for McCoy, and South Elgin still hasn't scored in this second quarter. Shukti set to check back in for South Elgin. Vergara thinking 3. He'll wisely hold it back to Brooks in the middle of the zone. Vergara, take, lost it. Zagori in the corner. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the second. Brooks, George. Good defensive pressure from the Saxons. Trying to get it in the middle. KJ drive, George thought about a 3. Clark, he'll take one short. Vergara, rebound, no good. Easy miss there for Vergara, and still sticking with it as that's off the shoulder of Tunis. And frustration for Jordan as Ethan Zagori will head to the bench. Shaylin Shukti now back into the game for the Storm. Kavan Brooks Jr. to pass it into Shukti. Clark, George, Brooks, Shukti, and Vergara out there for South Elgin with under 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Still scoreless in this second quarter. Clark, Shukti. Clark inside to Brooks. Tough shot for Vergara is good. Luis, a much needed 3-pointer for the Storm. And good look on the wing for Vergara. 15-9 now, and tipped by Clark off the pass. Good shot from Vergara, and now a 8-point game. Having some trouble up top is McCoy. Vergara, good perimeter defense. Gets into the lane, Shukti pokes it away. Here comes Shaylin, pass down low, Vergara saves it for the moment. High pass, Brooks, he'll take a 3 off the mark. Had Clark on the wing, but Brooks took it himself. Now Schaumburg looking to push, here's Black. McCoy gets the call from the bench, and Schaumburg 15-9, Saxons still on top. Have led the majority of the day so far, as Young will take a 3-pointer, no good. Made the same shot just a couple of possessions ago, but misses this time. George open in the corner, got it! Back-to-back three-pointers for the Storm, and that makes it a 3-point game. 15-12 now towards the end of the first half. And the Storm getting back into this one. A lot of energy on the bench and for the home fans. Black into the lane, can't finish. And now potential to tie this game up. Shakti in transition, Vergara. Shakti, three, short. Clark soars for the rebound, but lost it going up. Schaumburg. Let's see if they can put together a run of their own. Brooks trying to tip it from Young. Having some trouble, and off the fingertips of Brooks. A good defensive stand between two great friends in Kevon Brooks Jr. and Ishmael George. Threw a lot of touchdown passes to each other over the football season. Tunis having some trouble against Vergara. Drive in the lane, bounce pass, down low. Floater, no good. Clark the rebound, and fouled. Clark was from March. South Elgin, a good job coming back into this game. Also a good job defensively. Not a lot of points scored by Schaumburg in the last couple of possessions, as March will head to the bench. And the tall defenders of Young and Easley down low. 2-3 zone for Schaumburg. Let's see if South Elgin can continue their shooting success against the zone. Shakti guarded tightly. George, free throw line jumper, short. Easy look there for George, off the rim. And now Schaumburg trying to get a good possession. Looking towards Young. Brooks nearly poked it away. McCoy fouled by Shakti. Good job by Shakti and KJ to get into the lane and tip the possession. High pass up top, McCoy. Tunis thought about a three, and now trying to make a move. Black guarded tightly. Tunis stepped on the out of bounds line, and that'll give it back to the Storm. South Elgin, again, another opportunity to tie up this game, or at least make it a 1-point game. Schaumburg has gone quiet offensively. Vergara. Clark. 2-minute warning for the first half. Brooks, hop step, Clark. Three-pointer in the corner, missed it all. George guarding Young tightly, and now Tunis will orchestrate. Nearly poked away from Brooks. Good defense from Clark. He's going to try to take it in, using the body, and finishes the layup. Clark, after the air ball, recovers and makes a play to make it a 1-point game. Derek Clark sticking with the possession to go up and in over the very tall Easley, and Derek Clark showing the maturity. Takes a lot of effort to airball and get back on the same possession, and it worked out for the Storm. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned, it's express online buying made simple. Visit online at rosenhyundai.com or genesisofalgonquin.com. Thank you to Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin. Also, our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 35 area locations and restaurants today. Nick Martinez with the Beacon Academy here for the Storm Shootout. Another great year of action here at South Elgin High School. What a game here between the Storm and the Saxons. Schaumburg, South Elgin, a very close matchup here towards the end of the first half. Still a minute 35 left to go in the second quarter. Schaumburg has gone quiet offensively, give credit to the press and defense of South Elgin. McCoy will take it up. Good defense from Brooks. Staying physical up close. Lob into Young, taken by George. Here comes George on the fast break. Ish fouled on the take. Blocked by Young, but there was a foul against McCoy on the reach. And that'll send George to the line and potential for the Storm to take the lead. Ishmael George, the junior, star football wide receiver. Now starting center for South Elgin and the Storm's varsity basketball team. The man can do it all, and now the potential to tie the game. Got it. George up and George good for a 1-for-2 trip at the line. Foul against Brooks and getting a little too close to McCoy. Tunis, McCoy, Black, Young, and Easley into the game for Schaumburg. Shukti, Brooks, Vergara, Hodges, and George for the final minute and 13 seconds in the first half. Schaumburg bench getting a lot of energy here to close the second quarter. Young, handoff. Tunis, guarded by Vergara. Take, shut off by Hodges. Good defense from the Storm. Young against George. Entry pass foul against Hodges. And that'll stop the clock at 55.5 seconds. And it'll mean free throws for Easley. To take the lead, first one is good. Schaumburg back out in front, 16-15. Storm still a lot of time left to get off a good look. Second one is no good. It'll stay at a 1-point margin. George to Shukti. KJ down low to George. Shukti, three, short. Young, tip to Brooks. Try to get it down low to Hodges. And that play not working out for the Storm. Saxons will push. 35 seconds. Vergara, tight defense against McCoy. Young, he's taking a couple of three-pointers from that same spot. Brooks, off the foot of Tunis, down low. Good ball movement for the Storm. George having some trouble. And McCoy tipped that one away from George. What a defensive stand from Brooks. And the play to throw it off the foot of McCoy. Shukti. 5 seconds to go. Brooks, George. Got to throw up a half or long shot. That one's short, and that'll end the first half. 16-15. South Elgin down by a point. And a good way to end the first half against Schaumburg. The Saxons having some trouble against the Storm offensively. Good defense from Kavan Brooks Jr. and Ishmael George as the lead is won for the Saxons. We'll head into halftime. Saxons on top. What's up, Nan?
What's up, man? I did not know you was broadcasting this until I walked in and I just saw the big screen and right in front of the concessions. I was like, oh, he's probably broadcasting.
Did you just come for this game?
Well, I got off of work. And I went to go walk around Target and grab a few things and then I popped out. Because Avina's managing for JV, so I was just like, they're here anyways, I might as well pop out. I did not think people were going to come.
Yeah, this is probably the most amount of people for these games. The other games have been pretty dead.
Well, the Storm made a late run at the end of the first half to cut it to a 1-point lead. And now Schaumburg having some trouble scoring against the defense of the Storm towards the end of the first half. And we'll see if they can reset and keep a hold on their lead. Storm have been a second half team. They love to get to starts early, and this would be the time to do it. Down by a point, Vergara, Shukti. Starters in for both teams. Zagori trying to get it to Vergara. It'll go back to Zagori. Shukti, drive. Good defense from Schaumburg. Clark thought about a three. He'll pass it up. Vergara will slow things down. Saxon still in a 2-3 zone. Zagori three, strong. Fight for the rebound, controlled. Off the chest of Schaumburg. And a good heads-up play by Ishmael George. Those are the types of plays that are going to help the Storm down the stretch. Vergara pass into Zagori. That'll stay with the Storm. Zagori to inbound it. Clark to Vergara. Long possession for the Storm. Already a minute off the game clock. Vergara, shot, good. Fadeaway is good for Vergara, and the Storm retake the lead. Handoff, Black to McCoy. Tunis, good backdoor cut, strong take, and gets it to go. Good playmaking there from McCoy. Leads to the layup. Shukti once again. Zagori to Vergara. It's been a quiet night down low for Ishmael George against Zion Young. Vergara. Trouble against the zone. Zagori is open in the middle. Shukti will take a long three, and it's good! Shaylin Shukti grows the lead to 2, and the Storm on a roll to start the second half. 20-18. Here comes Tunis in the lane and answers with a bucket of his own. Back and forth, Schaumburg and South Elgin. Tie game at 20 apiece. 5.5 minutes remaining in the third. Vergara, trouble against McCoy. Luis, drive in the lane, tipped from McCoy. A lot of contact on the take, but no call. McCoy in the corner to Black. Quick trigger three is short. Tipped for the rebound, and foul against McCoy. Got a little too close there against Clark, and right to the face. Derek Clark took that hit, and now South Elgin will have the ball. .20 is the score. Shukti had a good first half. Loses that one. Pass to Tunis, easy take to the rim, and Schaumburg right back in the driver's seat. 22-20. Vergara. Relatively quiet first half for Luis Vergara after scoring 18 points in his last home game against Larkin. Zagori trying to make a move against Black. George the screen, the roll, tipped from Young, and another turnover for South Elgin. Tunis to the rim, met by Zagori. Ethan Zagori the rim. Shukti floater, no. Schaumburg trying to push. Young has been defended pretty good against George. And off the hands of Clark, off the deflection. And Kavan Brooks Jr. now checking into the game. A very good defensive day for KJ. And he's in there guarding Tunis. Still 22-20. Schaumburg in control. Clark dropped back off the steal. Young, handoff. McCoy. Driving the lane, has the corner open. He'll take it himself, but another block for Zagori. And had something to say after that one. Take from McCoy, sent back by Zagori. High pass, March. Tunis, good switch from Clark on the defensive end. In motion, Tunis, too strong. Zagori, tip to McCoy, strong take, no good. March, corner three, that one is good. Ball bounced around and found the hands of March to knock down the three. And now Connor Hodges set to check in for the Storm. Trying to get some more defensive players into the game. Shukti, top of the key, missed it all, and save try from George is no good. It'll stay at a 25-20 game. Hodges in for Clark. Approaching 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Both these teams back and forth, a lot of good offensive and defensive runs. Tunis thought about a three. He'll drive in, take on George, and foul against Brooks on the take. See there, Tunis, good separation, and Brooks just getting the head of Tunis. And now free throws to grow the lead. First one is no good. It'll stay at a 5-point lead. Schaumburg undefeated at 8-0 on their season, 2-0 in the Mid-Suburban West Conference. And now their lead is 6. Shukti once again. Hands off to George. Shukti, off-target pass. And now Shaylin will control. Brooks, good dribble move inside. Zagori, corner three-pointer, got it to go! Timeout Saxons, and Ethan Zagori blocks and threes in the third quarter. In front of the home student section, Ethan Zagori off the good find from KJ to make it a 3-point game. Much needed three from Ethan Zagori, senior forward for the Storm. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installation of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at Tom the Plumber Inc. or give him a call at 847-513-3971. As well as Custom Heating and Cooling for all of your heating or cooling needs. Count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant's, whatever it takes. Storm and Saxons trading buckets as the lead sits at 3 for Schaumburg. South Elgin, this would be a big win against an out-of-conference opponent. They would be the first team to take down Schaumburg if the Saxons were to fall to the Storm. South Elgin on their season 4-4, undefeated in the Upstate 8 Conference, tied for the conference title. And just a good start to the season for the Storm in the conference, and a very good start for Schaumburg. Black to pass it in to March. Cross-court pass to Tunis, one-on-one against George. He'll take it in himself and gets it to go. Not a lot of contest there from George, and now Shakti will orchestrate the offense. 28-23, under 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Storm need to close out the third quarter like they closed out the second if they want to make this one a closer game. Zagori, Shakti. Zagori once again trying to drive in, but good closeout from March. Hodges down screen. Shaylin long three off the mark. George fighting for the rebound, controlled by KJ. And foul against McCoy. What a good job from KJ the entire night. Just doing the little things, grabbing rebounds and defending without fouling. That's been a good game plan for KJ, as Zion Young will head to the bench. And easily now into the game for the Saxons. High pass to Brooks. Off the offensive rebound, he'll pass it to Shakti. Minute 45 now. Zagori mishandled it, and not a good possession for the Storm. It'll be Schaumburg to control, up by 5. It was a 1-point game at halftime. The lead has grown for Schaumburg. Both teams scoring the ball pretty good in the second half. Good contest down low. George against Easley, and one. Count it for Clark Easley, and making tough takes. Just looks so easy down low, sticking with it and grabbing every offensive rebound. Connor Hodges with the foul, and George will head to the bench. Easily to complete the N1 play, short. Hodges, good push in space, he'll slow it down. Pass to Scholl, who's into the game now for George. Clark and Vergara on the bench for South Elgin. You would think they might come in at the start of the fourth quarter. Zagori, pass in the corner, Hodges three, gets it to fall. Connor Hodges, a much needed three to keep it at a 4-point game. Up top is March. Under a minute to go now. Black. And an offensive foul against Schaumburg. And waiting to see who that's against. Looks to be against McCoy, so that'll give it back to the Storm. 30-26. Fresh off the Hodges corner three. South Elgin a chance to cut it to a 1-point margin once again. After scoring only 15 points in the first half combined, South Elgin a very good scoring third quarter. 40 seconds now. Zagori keeping his pivot foot. Floater fadeaway is no good. Here comes Tunis off the miss. Good move in space. Falls into the hands of Easley. Tunis wide open in the corner. Answers the Hodges three. Timeout by Schaumburg. And what a way to get out in space. And Tunis separation. Easy look for the triple. Good response for Schaumburg. 33-26. The lead now back up to 7 after being as close as 4 for the Storm. Schaumburg has had a tough time against the Storm. South Elgin staying in this game. They know they have a chance to win this close one against Schaumburg. And what a win this would be for their season. Advances them to 5-4 on the season. Obviously no conference standings on the line in this game, so South Elgin. Little to lose, a lot to win from this game. Schaumburg's perfect record on the season is at stake if they were to lose to South Elgin. And now with 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter, South Elgin now back down by 7. Shukti, 15 seconds, gives it to Brooks. Hodges hit a three a couple of possessions ago. It'll go into the hands of Shukti. 7 seconds. Scholl throws up a long shot, and Schaumburg, will they get off a final shot? Tunis, no good. Back rim and no good. Jordan Tunis, three-pointer in the corner, a couple of plays to go. And now the miss to beat the buzzer. We'll keep it at 33-26. Want to remind you, fourth quarter action is sponsored by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's express online buying made simple. Visit online at rosenhyundai.com or genesisofalgonquin.com. As well as our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's. Proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 35 area McDonald's restaurants and locations today. Well, 8 minutes left to go in this close matchup between the hosting South Elgin Storm and the visiting Schaumburg Saxons. 33-26. It's been the Jordan Tunis show, the point guard of Schaumburg, junior, doing a lot on the offensive end for the Saxons. Relatively quiet night for Zion Young. Give credit to Ishmael George and Caden Scholl down low, who've done a good job guarding the very tall 6'7" Zion Young. Shukti, Scholl, Brooks, Hodges, and Clark out there for the Storm, along with March, Tunis, McCoy, Black, and Easley. Final quarter of action here at South Elgin High School for the third game of our Storm shootout. Shukti nearly poking it away and tipped from Hodges. Here comes McCoy. Slip pass down low to March, no good. Fight for the rebound is controlled by Scholl, and it will head over from Brooks to Shukti. KJ drive, Hodges has it. Shukti has had a good night against the zone of Schaumburg in a 3-2 zone now. KJ slip pass down low. Hodges met at the rim by Easley. Take to the basket is off the fingertips of Clark. And McCoy pushing it down courts. And no foul called, just off the hands of Clark. Hodges, a near block is called for the foul. And that'll be free throws for McCoy. Javante McCoy, one of the other juniors of the backcourt for the Saxons. Very good guard play, along with the 6'7" centers for the Schaumburg team. Hodges will head to the bench. Ethan Zagori now back into the game, along with Shukti, Scholl, Clark, and Brooks. Storm now down by 9 points. Lead starting to grow for Schaumburg with just about 7 minutes left to go in this game. Can the Storm make one last push? Clark, quiet second half for him. Brooks ripped away and foul on the take. First foul against Schaumburg in the fourth quarter, so that'll be a play underneath for the Storm. 3-1 set for Scholl up top. Pass to Brooks, handoff to Shukti. Zagori, good move behind the back. Shukti, short. Scholl trying to put it back up. Throws it and turned over. Bad possession for the Storm, and now potential to grow the lead. McCoy in the lane, short. Another offensive rebound. Foul against Scholl in the corner against McCoy. And just frustration now for the Storm. Unnecessary fouls in the corner. And now Tunis will inbound it for the Saxons. Black to Tunis. Likes his corner. Step back. March, three-pointer off the mark. Rebound Scholl. And pulled from the back is Scholl. That'll be a foul on Easley, as Young will come into the game for him. George also into the game. George and Young has been a very fun matchup to watch down low, as Scholl and Easley now out of the game. Still a 9-point game. Shakti to George. Ish off his foot and right back to Schaumburg. Everything falling apart for the Storm. What was once as close as a 1-point game. Storm actually led in the third quarter. Now find themselves still down by 9, and Schaumburg using up a lot of clock with under 6 minutes to go. Black trying to get it to Young. He will. Stolen by George. Here comes Ish against Young. Take inside, no good, but he'll recover. Slip pass. Zagori, Shakti, much needed three is good. Timeout called by the Storm, and Shaylin Shakti breathing life into his team. Shakti in the wing. Got it. Timeout called on the court for the Storm, 35-29. And a big three-pointer to cut the margin back to 6. Just when you thought Schaumburg was on the verge of pulling away. Shaylin Shakti, a good three in the corner. Five minutes and 42 seconds left into the game for these two teams. Schaumburg undefeated, South Elgin 4-4. A lot of missed opportunities for South Elgin to start this fourth quarter. And after that Shakti three, let's see if things start to change in favor of the Storm. Up top is McCoy. Pass to the tall March. Tunis trying to lob it down low to Young. Shakti guarding Black now. Good recovery from Zagori. 35-29, approaching 5 minutes left in the game. March, take, pass. McCoy nearly falling down, and timeout called by Schaumburg. A near turnover from McCoy. You can see there the move against Brooks and just kind of fell down. Luckily, Coach Tucker calling the timeout to save the possession. This game not over by any means. Schaumburg still fearing the Storm comebacks. South Elgin has had a lot of runs of their own in this game, and what a time this would be to go on a run of their own. Out of the timeout, Schaumburg will have the ball. 35-29, approaching 5 minutes to go. Still plenty of time for the Storm. Lineup is Brooks, Zagori, George, Clark, and Shakti. And Young, March, McCoy, Tunis, and Black in for Schaumburg. And that'll be an offensive foul against Young. Off the shove, Schaumburg turns it over, and now the Storm will get another chance. Young will head to the bench, easily back into the game for Schaumburg. And now South Elgin, chance to cut into the lead once again. Up top to George. Brooks, handoff. Zagori getting the screen. Shakti was open. George now down low. Take, and a hard foul against George. showing the toughness. Ishmael George gets the pass from Brooks. And yeah, just right on the arm there from George. An easy foul call. And now Ishmael George will get 2 at the line. These are big free throws for George and the Storm, as the first one is no good. Can make it a 5-point game if this one were to fall for George. Hodges at the scorers table, set to check back in for South Elgin. George, free throw is good. Clark will head to the bench. Hodges now into the game for the Storm. Black, inbound, March. Tunis beats the press once again. Take on George, and an easy transition layup to grow the lead to 7. Storm running out of time. George, Hodges. Brooks pass to Shukti. Double. Brooks thought about a 3. He'll take it inside and fouled on the take. 4th foul against the interior defenders of Schaumburg, and the 5th foul of the 4th quarter means free throws for KJ, as the first one dies on the rim and falls to make it 37-31. Still plenty of time in this game for the Storm, as the second one is good as well. It's a 5-point margin between the Saxons and the Storm. Under 4.5 minutes to go in the game. In the bonus now is the Storm. Hodges comes in and gets the steal. Hodges up and in to make it a 3-point game. Storm clawing their way back into this one, 37-34. Intensity here at South Elgin High School. In the corner is March. Good closeout from Hodges. Brooks falls down. Tunis wide open in the paint. No good. Tip from Easley. He'll take it himself. Good recovery from Easley. Up and in, and Schaumburg getting the basket of their own to make it back to a 5-point lead. Brooks, take. George, up. George. Near and one play, and he'll go to the line once again. Pair of free throws for Ishmael George. Brooks has been finding his man down low the entire night. Just a good playmaker for this Storm team. They'll need those passes all season, especially against very tough interior defensive teams. George knocks the first one down. (39-35). South Elgin has been down by this margin a lot this game. George short. Zagori gets the offensive rebound. South Elgin now starting to gain some momentum. Down by 4. Brooks crossover. Zagori 3 in the corner, off the mark. Hodges, Shukti, Brooks, Zagori. Good move. ISO'd up top against March. Take. Hodges sets his feet. Brooks, he'll take a 3. That one is good! It's a 1-point game here between the Saxons and the Storm. Zagori fouls McCoy. In the biggest moments, these high-level players make the biggest plays. Brooks, from well beyond the 3-point line, hits the biggest shot of the game for the Storm. And a 1-point game. Under 3 minutes to go now. Brooks, good defense. He's guarded Tunis to perfection. On the wing, Tunis wide open, and an offensive foul called against the Saxons. That'll be a charge against Schaumburg and potential to take the lead. 30-second timeout called by Schaumburg. It was signaled for the timeout. What a game. Feels like every game of this shootout has gotten better and better to watch. Storm and Saxons, an instant classic for this 2023 shootout. 39-38. About 2:41 left to go in the game. Shakti will control. Shalen Brooks, fresh off the three-point make, drive in the lane. Travel call against KJ, and he'll definitely hear that from the Schaumburg bench, as there was some chirping between KJ and the Schaumburg bench off that inbounds pass. And now Schaumburg gets the ball right back. McCoy against Brooks. Under 2.5 minutes to go. Black guarded against Shakti. Inside pass is tipped from George. And George has had Young's number the entire night down low. You can see the closeout, and you can see the pressure that George has just been applying against the 6'7" Young the entire night. And now Tunis will inbound it, likely to go to March up high. No whistle blown there, a little confusion. Backdoor cut for Black. He'll take it himself. That one misses it all, and Zagori will control. Here comes Shakti. Hodges in the corner. Another travel. South Elgin cannot control their takes to the basket, and another travel, giving this game right into the hands of Schaumburg. Tunis will control now. We're under 2 minutes to go in this game. Hodges near steal. March feeling the pressure. McCoy will come back to get it. Zagori guarding McCoy tightly. And that'll be a carry against the Saxons. Storm get it right back. And now it's the battle of the turnovers for both teams. Still a 1-point game, 1:42 to go. Energy has risen here at SCHS. Shakti, Brooks, down by 1, the Storm. A basket would give them the lead. Zagori up top against Tunis. Hodges, Shakti, 3 for the lead. Short. Tipped up and in by the Saxons. And the Storm have the lead. 40-39, home team on top. Minute to go. Brooks guarding Tunis. George giving Young the 3, and timeout called by the Saxons. What a possession for the Storm. Shakti off the miss. You can see it was Zagori. Zagori tipping it up and in. It looked like the Schaumburg defender down low tipped it up, but Zagori up and in. Storm up top. 40-39. What a game. What a game. Saxons and Storm. Schaumburg led the entire first half. South Elgin came back towards the end of the first half. It was a 16-15 margin at halftime. And now South Elgin has clawed their way back to make it a 40-39 game. The undefeated Schaumburg Saxons in jeopardy of losing their first game of the season. We come out of the timeout with the lineup of Brooks, Hodges, Zagori, Shakti, and George for the Storm. And a much needed offensive possession for the Saxons. There you can see Jordan Tunis has done a lot for Schaumburg, and he's going to need a big moment here to give Schaumburg the lead back. Under a minute to go. We're coming in for a landing here at South Elgin High School between the Storm and Saxons. 50 seconds now. Schaumburg down by a point. Tunis guarded tightly against Zagori. Good pressure defense on the baseline. Hodges tips it and steals it. Zagori, Brooks, layup, and one play! Blows a kiss to the student section. And again, the Storm in transition. Zagori push, Brooks layup, lead. (42-39). Free throw makes it 4. Timeout by the Saxons. And just when you thought the Storm were out of this game, Kavan Brooks Jr. in transition makes the biggest play of the game. But give credit to Connor Hodges tipping that pass from Tunis down low. That may have been the play of the game for the Storm, as without that tip, there would have not been that transition basket for South Elgin. Schaumburg down by 4. Just another great year of the Storm shootout here at South Elgin High School. 8 teams. We've already had 2 games between Bartlett and Oaklawn, and Hampshire and New Trier. And now our game of the tournament, South Elgin and Schaumburg. Still have 1 game to follow after this one. St. Rita and Hinsdale Central. 35 seconds on the game clock for Schaumburg. Fans on their feet here at South Elgin High School. We reset out of the Schaumburg timeout with the Saxons down by 4. Here we go, under 30 seconds now. McCoy, pressure, Brooks, Tunis, 3, short, rebound Brooks. 20 seconds now and the Saxons will foul. MVP of the game has been Kavan Brooks Jr., soaring high on the closeout. And Black with the foul against Brooks. Ray Black, his 3rd foul of the game. And now the entire place quiets for Brooks, as the first one is no good. You can see the Storm fans enjoying the game of the season so far for the Storm. This win would put South Elgin at 5-4 on the season. And with a win here would keep them at undefeated at home. Down by 5, Young in the lane, floater, got it. 13 seconds now. Saxons have to foul. Timeout called by the Storm, and a good heads-up play by Coach Church. Don't want to give the Saxons the ball off the turnover and off the inbound. You can see Young spin move in the lane, getting the lucky bounce. Zion Young, a quiet offensive night. One of his few baskets in the second half. Ishmael George, just a great defensive effort against the 6'7" Young. And now South Elgin up by 3 points. Special thanks to all of our game sponsors, the Bear Family McDonald's, Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, Rosen Hyundai, Tom the Plumber, and Daryl Barnes Photography. Couldn't have these streams without our great sponsors. Nick Martinez with the South Elgin Beacon Academy. Here at South Elgin High School, we've had 3 great games for the Storm shootout, and still another great one to follow between St. Rita and Hinsdale Central. 44-41. A game for the Storm to remember. The reigning conference champions of the Upstate 8 Conference on the verge of knocking the undefeated Schaumburg Saxons, a team that was heavily favored coming into this game, is on the verge of losing their first of the season. Brooks, cross-court pass nearly poked away, and it is. Saxons have the ball. 5 seconds to go. Tunis pressured. Got to get up a shot. Tipped away from Hodges. That's game. Connor Hodges calls game. Storm win it against the Saxons, 44-41. Schaumburg lose their first game of the season to the Storm, and what a game to watch. Schaumburg couldn't get a final shot off, had a chance to tie the game and send it to overtime. Connor Hodges and Kavan Brooks Jr., the defensive effort to seal the game and seal the victory. The Storm's 5th win of the season, and stay undefeated here at home. Nick Martinez with the Beacon Academy. Once again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Still have one game to follow here. St. Rita and Hinsdale Central, South Elgin and Schaumburg. Game of the season for the Storm. Undefeated Schaumburg falls to South Elgin 44-41.
This sports broadcast made possible with support from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their over 35 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Visit rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. For the best pizza in town, Wise Guys Pizzeria in South Elgin. Check out our new and improved online ordering at I'mAWiseGuy.com. Tom the Plumber is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at TomThePlumberInc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.